keep an eye on that. As the temperatures change here, it'll be a little bit different than last week, but
Martin Truex Jr. in the one car inside the 24 of Jeff Gordon. How about it, Marty?
Well, the car has just been terrible in this run for Jeff Gordon. At lap 49, he radioed the crew. It's starting to get tight. That time, he was running 6th. Now Jeff Gordon is running 16th. And here's what he had to say on the radio.
Way worse than it was, guys. Just way worse. Everything middle off. I'm good getting into the center. Just middle off. Like a horrendous push.
And for you. Just keep doing the best you can. We're going to have to get it better for you. Just get us to that pit stop. We're going to work on it.
if you look right in front of his left rear, there's a valence that keeps the car, keeps the air under, keeps the car sucked to the racetrack. It's sticking out. See, he had contact with somebody.
That's right. So we see a wheel mark right in front of that left rear tire, and you're right, Wally.
That's hurting the downforce right there, his car. So that's probably why. See it right there. That's the piece, and that actually creates a vacuum almost like to the racetrack. Helps the car stick.
Now watch this. See if this is what caused it.
Well, it's not there now. We see the Pepsi GMAC. It's clean.
That would do it. Wow. That would do it. That's just like a can opener.
Dave?
And his teammate Kyle Busch said, he hit me, but he knew that Jeff didn't see him there, and it hasn't damaged Kyle's car very much. Marty?
And Dave, Jeff was not too happy about that. He said, we're horrible handling-wise. I'm just letting cars go by. There was no need for him to make contact with me. I left him plenty of room.
Well, we've seen that 5 car isn't exactly the most stable car out there today either. So Gordon continues to struggle. Falling back in the field. Up front, Matt Kenseth, Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Whoa, Biffle!
Hasn't hit.
Oh, there goes Bliss sliding through. Man, I can't believe those guys didn't hit anything. Biffle started this wreck way back in 3. It's not where he needed that yellow, BP.
No.
There's Bliss.
He definitely did not need this caution flag. That's right. He needed this thing to run green for a while. See some damage on the back of the 0 car.
Biffle just started losing this thing off of 4, and it did one of those tank slappers where it goes left, right. You're doing everything you can, and finally it just goes too far. It just gets loose, tries to save it. This is actually further down. It started way back, but I'm not sure why Bliss went through the grass.
We can take you on board with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Down on the pit stop.
Saved it, caught it, saved it, caught it. All right. Nice job by Junior, too, because I'm not sure where to go on that one. He just slid up. You're already loose here. Slide up in front of a car. That takes the air off your spoiler like we were talking about earlier on the Home Depot Virtual Garage. He just lost traction, and now he's doing everything he can just to hang on to it.
That was a nice job by Earnhardt.
It was. He did a good job because, like I said, Biffle came back and forth a bunch of times.
An inexperienced driver in Earnhardt's position would have spun out because it have jumped on the brakes and spun out. He just waited to see which way he was going.
He rolled out of the throttle, exactly. Just let it happen in front of him.
Alan, were you listening in?
Yeah, and you know what he said after all that got done? After he caught his breath?
Wow.
He said, oh, that was close.
He's right, it was. Okay, they're coming down pit road again. Dave Burns.
And Mark Martin was ahead of all that in position 3. He comes in now to make those small adjustments that he talked to his team about. Again, air pressure out of the left side tires, a quarter round of wedge into the right rear. 4-tire change. Matt?
And the 48, Jimmy Johnson, their team excellent on the previous stop. Picked up 4 spots on pit road. The car was tight right there at the end. Air pressure adjustment, Snyder.
Leader Matt Kenseth said his car stayed better, longer, but a little too tight at the end of that run. Half pound on the right front. Another great stop by that 17 bunch. AB.
Tony Stewart up to 2nd place. Wanted him to stop short in his box so he could swing around Ken Schrader. Very smooth 4-tire stop. Just some minor adjustments for the 20 car.
And another solid stop by Robbie Reiser's over the wall bunch on the car of Matt Kenseth. Under caution here at the Texas Motor Speedway, wild ride for championship contender Greg Biffle. He's got a lot of work to go now. Mayfield has just gotten the one to go here. This was a few moments ago on pit road, BP.
Lance Hanna, the tire carrier for the rear tire. Dave Smith, the tire changer. Now watch this. Smith takes the tire off. Hanna slides it on, tightens it up, go. Those guys are so good.
Yep, of Elliott Sadler. Coming to NBC next Saturday, the Ford Ironman Triathlon World Championship. The world's best athletes accept the challenge of a 2-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and a 26-mile marathon, all in the same day. A typical day for Wally. That's the Ford Ironman Triathlon World Championship next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific on NBC.
When Greg Biffle spun in the 16 car just a moment ago, watch when the car gets sideways, backwards. Watch the roof flaps deploy and keep the back of the car on the ground. That's one of the best safety features NASCAR has come up with in a long, long time.
And that's on a Roush car, and who helped develop that?
Jack Roush.
That's absolutely right. And here's our Team Tylenol safety fact. Roof flaps are designed to disrupt airflow around the car, which helps eliminate lift.
Uh-oh.
And the rest of that. But like Benny said, it keeps the car on the ground.
That's right.
Matt Kenseth takes him to the green. I knew in the countdown to green this was going to be a weird day. Anytime Snyder's walking across the stage waving during driver introduction, it's going to be wild.
To the crowd, he was waving.
Yes,
not just anybody.
That's right.
And Greg Biffle is trying his best to get in line between Mark Martin and the 5 car. Could not make it.
Biffle 1 lap down.
And he's trying to get up to be the first car 1 lap down in case the caution flag should come out. And currently that position is being held by Kevin LePage.
Biffle in the 16, looking to the inside of the 5.
And he's got a couple guys. He's got to get by Labonte, LePage. Because Labonte's up there too in the 24.
Yep.
Biffle trying to find the fastest line. He's going to push Kyle Busch around Mark Martin. Biffle had a strong run here yesterday in the Busch race. Finished second. Kevin Harvick.
Everham car hits pit road. Mayfield.
Well, it has been a tough run for Jeremy Mayfield since the chase for the championship started. Unscheduled stop under green for Jeremy.
See him changing 4 tires just to make sure they get the right one.
38th last week, 28th the week before. Has had some real tough luck. It was a flywheel or something for him last week, wasn't it, Benny?
I don't really know. I didn't hear.
Matt, how about Biffle?
Oh, more issues for the 16. He just came on the radio. Biffle said, I believe we have another vibration.
Oh, man.
Possible wheel loose again.
Wow.
Well, I think they better check some impact wrenches because something isn't working correctly.
Once it's a shame, twice a shame on you.
That's Kevin LePage in the 66. Biffle needs to get by him. Then we'll try and chase down Terry Labonte. And now up front, Matt Kenseth and Tony Stewart on his bumper.
And Tony Stewart.
Here comes that making them loose in the front there, BP, because Stewart's car is good enough. He can get right up on Kenseth's bumper and get that car loose. He'll take the spot.
And you know that Matt Kenseth in 17 wants to keep that 20 behind him if he can, because he does not want Tony to get those 5 bonus points. But I don't see how he can keep him back. Tony's just too fast.
Stewart looks like he got on the apron a little bit there and got his car out of shape a little bit in 2.
Marty?
Hey, Bill, remember we were talking about Matt's #1 goal today? Get those 5 bonus points. Guess what #2 goal was?
Make sure Tony doesn't?
Yeah, no, to lead the most laps. And he's done a good job of that so far. Trying to keep the 20 behind him, but Matt is loose at the beginning of this run and doesn't have very good car control. Car's very good at the middle and the end of the run, but Wally, when your car's a little loose, is it harder to keep someone that fast behind you?
Yeah, when your car's that loose, especially when you got somebody right on your bumper, it just makes it worse. So we'll see if he can hold off Tony, because I think if Tony gets close enough to him, he's going to lose that spot. And there he goes loose right there. So he is hanging on.
Alan, Tony's charging.
Yeah, Bill, and you and I know, but we'll just make sure everybody else does. The system for determining the champion includes 5 additional championship points if you lead a lap during the race. Pressure, pressure. Tony has scored more of those bonus points in the chase so far than any of his competitors. In fact, he has scored some 25 more of those 15 more bonus points than Greg Biffle, 25 more than Jimmy Johnson. He wants to get up. He wants to get those 5 bonus points. That just puts pressure on the other guys to have to get up front and lead a lap.
And you know what I liked about this? Kenseth is not giving it to him. You know what I mean? I've seen so many guys pointing out the window here, take it, you know, and not teammates here. That Kenseth is doing everything he can right now. He's driving his butt off to try to keep Stewart behind him.
Matt has led 82 of 94 laps. Stewart has not led yet today. Greg Biffle led the other 12.
And you can see that wheel. You can see his hands on the wheel going to the right. If it goes to the right, that means the car's loose.
Kenseth started from the first spot on the grid after pole sitter Ryan Newman had to go to the back of the field in a backup car. Stewart started 16th. He's all over him.
There's loose again right there. Stewart's car is really good right now. In order for him to drive up right behind that close to Matt means that Tony's car is not pushing at all. He's not getting that aero tight.
And Tony looks like he's better down in 1 and 2 where there's shade on the racetrack. It looks like that he's gains on the 17 more there than he does up in 3 and 4. So watch these cars go down in turn 1. You see that racetrack is in the shade, and therefore the car does get a better grip.
Matt keeps it down low.
Just saying that Tony's car is a little bit lower. His cars can get down right on the white line, where Matt's car is a little bit off that white line. Alan?
Now, Wally, you and Benny were just talking about temperature changes in those shadows. Greg Zipadelli, Tony's crew chief, told me this morning they tracked the temperature changes here on Friday from the afternoon through about the part of the day where this race would be going on. Greg Zipadelli does not expect there to be significant changes in the way the car grips the track as those shadows grow. He said it's really going to be not as significant as I think we're all thinking when we got here this weekend.
Really?
That makes sense.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it surprised me too. Marty.
Hey, Alan, it's the same for everybody. Just to point out, Matt Kenseth just came on the radio and said when he comes off turn 4, there's pretty bad sun glare, so it's hard for him to see until he gets into the shaded area on the front stretch. So you'll notice when they come off turn 4, the sun is right in their eyes, and that's a problem. You can't see what's around him or in front of him.
That's never good.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And anytime that you have a race that goes into darkness as the sun sets, you have that problem.
And we've never had that here because we've never done this here before.
Now, this is the battle for being the first car 1 lap down. Under NASCAR rules, if you are that car, caution flag comes out, you're awarded a free pass to make up 1.5 miles. We call it the lucky dog.
Terry Labonte in the 44 car. His brother Bobby Labonte was the lucky dog under the last caution. Matt?
Bill, what a day Greg Biffle's had. He lost a lap due to a loose wheel, then he spun. Now a possible vibration with another loose wheel. The team waiting for him to hit pit road, but he hasn't said anything in about the last 4 or 5 laps. They have checked the impact guns just to make sure everything is okay with the PSI. But what a day they are having. They cannot afford that with 3 races to go. They came in here 75 points out of the lead, and time is quickly running out as this chase is winding down.
And Matt, right now he's 7th, 182 points out of the championship lead. Desperately needs to get around Terry Labonte. Dave?
Yeah, Bill, sorry it took so long to update you on the 19, but the guys were looking over the wheels on that car once, twice, 3 times, and I finally asked car chief Mike Shipley. I said, so do you have a loose wheel or what? Why did you have a vibration? Why did Jerry want to pit? He said, we really don't know. He said, we can't find anything really wrong with the holes in the wheels, like there was a tire left loose. We might have had a wheel weight fall off. Jeremy stays on the track now. They think they've corrected the problem, but tough for them. They were early on running very well.
41st right now, Dave, 1 lap down. Matt Kenseth up front has inched away from Tony Stewart. 102 laps on the board here at Texas.